Hello and welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name is Yana and today we are doing part 1 of exciting series. Why I'm calling it exciting is because we're actually renovating the Landgraab Mansion, the Affluista mansion in Oasis Springs, and I have big plans for this house, so that's why this is probably taking so long for me to renovate. So in the part 1 we will be renovating the exterior and doing a lot of landscaping and just making their backyard look as awesome as possible for me. So there's going to be plenty to do, and there's going to be plenty of places to hang out and do different stuff. So why this is going to be such a big project for me is actually that I'm planning on starting my first ever Let's Play. It'll be fun. I don't play the game as much as I should, so I thought a Let's Play would be fun. And this Let's Play that I have planned is, I don't know if you've already seen, but a couple of weeks ago I think I released a cast makeover for the Landgraab family, and in that video I was kind of talking about what my picture of the family is and what their story in the game might be. So in that video I was talking about the strange situation that they have going on. So in The Sims 4, Nancy is this criminal mastermind, while her husband is like a I was gonna say police, maybe that's one, but like a detective. So, you know, I was wondering a lot about how their life should go and how it is, and why doesn't Joffrey know about what his wife is doing. So this gave me an idea for a storyline, and of course there's also the fun part with Zonny Zest and their younger son, who lives actually in this house, but they have like disowned the Johnny Zest, and so I thought that was fun as well. So I thought it would be a fun thing to actually make this story happen. So my idea is that Joffrey has been like after this criminal mastermind for years now, and they have no idea who the mastermind behind all these criminal things is. So in this Let's Play the plan is for him to try and figure out, and the question is, what happens when he finds out that it's actually his own wife? So I'm really excited about this. We'll see how it goes. I don't do that much gameplay. I've never done a Let's Play, so it will be definitely different to be, you know, kind of talking through what I'm doing and playing, and I hope it will be fun. I don't have any mods in my game, so I think maybe, do you know of any mods that should be useful or necessary for this kind of a Let's Play to make it more interesting? If you know, please let me know, because I know nothing about mods. I've never had a mod in my game ever. So either we're gonna just play vanilla and make the stories happen by ourselves, or if I do come across some good mods from you, or you know, by myself, then we'll definitely do that as well if my computer can just handle it. So as you see, I've started the renovation from the exterior of the house, and I did quite a lot of changes to the exterior. I tried to change the structure to make it a little bit more interesting and a little bit less strange, and you know, I kept the same colors. I tried to use the same architectural features as well, but changed them a little bit to suit better my taste. And I really wanted to make this home, well, it's not really my style, but you know, I wanted it to be something that I would enjoy playing in and that would work for a Let's Play. So it has a lot of things, and you know, when we're doing the gameplay, you know, you would have all these items that you need to throw parties and all that stuff, and that would suit the story. So for example, I will be doing like a locked away kind of a office for Nancy, so that she can actually do her work behind Joffrey's back without him knowing about it, because that's one of the big questions. Like, how does Joffrey not know what his wife is doing? Like, they live in the same house, so it's pretty strange. So we're just gonna, you know, kind of work around that and see why he would not know. And this home, I do think it's mostly like Nancy's taste, at least in color scheme. It's quite modern and lots of whites and, you know, like beige or golden colors. And, you know, I do think she has hired someone to do the design, because I don't think Nancy has, you know, I'm not saying it's like the perfect style or good taste or anything, but I don't think Nancy has the best taste ever, so I don't think this is her doing. So yeah, as you can see here, I tried to do a lot of kind of these, you know, different kind of features to make the house look interesting, and I really love this, what I did this with plant and, you know, that wall decoration. And in the dark it looks quite nice because I did add like a wall light there, so it kind of has this, you know, a lighting feature as well as just an architectural one. And I kept the front yard quite simple. You know, I will, you know, paint the grass to be like this kind of a striped one that I think is very like, you know, rich people kind of thing. And other than that, the front yard doesn't have much. I think they like their privacy, except for the pool. They have actually 2 pools, so that's a thing. They have 2 pools, and this one in the front will be accessible from the interior, where Nancy will have her kind of like own spa area in the house. So this house has a lot of, you know, kind of luxurious stuff in it, so this will be a lot of fun to play with. And I do also add them a pool house where I will make space for a butler. I know the butlers have been kind of well, they don't always work as they're supposed to. I don't know if they have been fixed since I last played with them. I do hope so, but let's see what happens, if that causes any mayhem for our house. Because I do think Nancy is expecting their butler to be actually working. So, and in the backyard we have like plenty of stuff. So as I said, the front yard is pretty simple, but what is in the backyard I think makes up for the lack of things in the front. And I did move this lot a little bit like further towards the street, so there's a little bit more space in the backyard anyway. So well, you will see quite soon because we will be moving on to the backyard after I have finished painting the grass. And yes, eco lifestyle is coming soon. I'm sure some people are already tired of hearing about it, but I'm just really excited. And I have found out a way to actually gather the money to get it as soon as possible. So I'm even more excited, and I'm also so excited for the new update with the ladders and everything that will be coming free for all. So yay! And I'm not still finished with the house. I'm still working with the interior, and I just want to get this done as soon as I can so we can actually start the Let's Play. I hope you will be interested in seeing a Let's Play with the Landgraabs. I was thinking if we would call it like the Landgraab Legacy or something like that. If you have any ideas for a name, I'd be really happy to hear them, because, you know, I'm so excited. So, and we will be using that name for a long time, and then I have to kind of design the thumbnail for that series and everything. And actually, I was also wondering if you're watching Let's Plays, do you like the screenshots for the thumbnails in whatever happens in the episode that time, or do you like to have like a certain thumbnail so you can always see like the same one and recognize what Let's Play it is about? Let me know that as well. And here we are, this back of the house sorry, excuse me, I will drink some coffee. So yeah, this back of the house it was a little bit of a struggle. I have renovated the god house. I haven't released it yet because I wasn't happy with the material in the video, and also the voiceover was not good. But this wasn't as bad as the god house to renovate, but it definitely did make me struggle a little bit. I don't know if this would be considered like a mid-century modern mansion, because, well, I don't know, but that's what comes to my mind. I'm not an expert on architectural styles, so if you know better than I do, please let me know. I would like to learn more about them, but that's what I thought that this would be. And as you can see here, I'm doing another water feature, and I do add quite a lot of plants. So they live in the desert in Oasis Springs, one of the big lots in the, you know, kind of the hills above the rest of the town. And it is desert, but I thought, you know, they have like this kind of a fake grass thing going on, or if it's real, it has been placed there, and you know, their butler or gardener or whoever works for them does take care of it. And they have quite a lot of plants in the interior as well. I don't think that's as much as Nancy's thing, but maybe the interior designer decided that they needed plants because their color scheme was quite, you know, monochrome, so they don't, you know, Nancy doesn't water the plants. It's someone who works with them. And I did this kind of a strange shaped pool. It will have some more shape later on. I will change it a little bit. And like I said, I do a lot of these like kind of separated areas with different purposes. So there will be like a gazebo thing with like a sitting area. There will be a dining area and a bar and like outdoors kitchen and everything. And here you can see, as I'm working with the pool house, it's quite big as well. So I don't know if the whole pool house will be for the butler, or if he will actually have like part of it working as their, you know, space, and I will add some more games or something like what was the beer pong table, maybe that will go there so they can use it there as well. And there will be like a yoga area. I do think there's quite a lot of yoga and wellness stuff in this house, so I don't think Nancy is the very typical idea of like a very zen kind of person, but I do think she likes to do them, but she's definitely not zen. Like maybe she likes to think she is, and maybe she gets a little bit less tense, but she's definitely not a zen person. And you know, here you can see like I had the Sims just right there, the Landgraabs, they were just standing on the way, but in the Sims 4 I actually like it. I think it was still in Sims 2, I don't know about Sims 3, but you know, you had to actually tell the Sims to go outside when you were doing the interior, because if they were standing somewhere, you couldn't place an item. So I love it how in the Sims, when you place an item where the Sim is, the Sim actually moves a little bit away. So you don't have to go into, you know, live mode and then make them move and stuff like that. So that's really great. I do hope they will change one day that lighting thing, that you can actually change the lighting color in build mode as well. That would be so great. It will make things so much easier. And as you can see here, we're actually doing a whole basketball court yard, something like that. I wish we had tennis in the game. A tennis court would have been perfect for this house, but we don't, so I went with basketball. And I thought that was quite a lot of fun. So like I said, they do have a lot of stuff going on here, and I can't wait to play in this house. I don't usually like to play in big houses because I feel like you're looking for the Sims all the time, and it takes so much more, you know, time, and the camera is just going round and round. So, but the Landgraabs would never ever live in a small home. So we're just gonna have to deal with that, and I hope it goes well. And it's actually so much fun to be playing with you know, actually playing with the Sims, I hope. So, and also when I will be planning our story a little bit, I will need to come up with some ideas. So if you have any ideas what you would like to see them kind of go through, or something that would happen to them, please comment them as well, so we can actually make this story interesting. So I do have the main storyline where the point is, you know, like I said before, that Joffrey will be trying to figure out who this criminal mastermind is, and in the end maybe he does find out that it's Nancy, and what happens then. And another question is, will Malcolm be taking over after Nancy? Will he become a criminal mastermind as well? And then the third question I do have already in mind is, what happens with Johnny Zest? So I do think Joffrey, the dad, is very willing to get Johnny back into the family, but he doesn't know that why Johnny was disowned by Nancy was because he wanted to become a stand-up comedian and did not want to, take over Nancy's criminal work. So because Joffrey doesn't know that, how will it happen? Will it happen? And how will the brothers get on? They're quite different. So yeah, that will be interesting. I think, I hope, I hope at least. So as you can see here, I was working with the pool. I do add some greenery on the side of the house as well, and the house is quite big. It's a very different layout. It has 3 stories and it has these kind of narrow parts and then these kind of rooms at the ends, but it will have a lot of stuff as well. There will be gym, there will be like this wellness spa area, 2 offices at least, a lot of stuff. So it'll be fun to do that as well, and I am working on it. So the second part of this will be coming out soon, and I hope you will come back to check that out, because this was very different for me, and I was really, I normally build quite normal houses, for normal gameplay, but because this was such a big place and I needed to fill in the space and make sure that I would have everything for the gameplay that I was planning to do, so I had to think of how to add as much gameplay items as possible and not just make it look nice, and kind of think about what room makes kind of sense for this story. So I do imagine, for example, that Sonny's old room is obviously here before he moved out, but I was kind of thinking maybe I will change that room into something like very random, or maybe a gym. So kind of Nancy was, when she was angry, or she's angry, she was just kind of, yeah, we're not keeping Johnny's room, we are just going to turn it into something else, she's kind of like pretending that she never had another son. So yeah, kind of things like that. And it does have a lot of like balconies as well, which I will be doing in the kind of the interior part 2 of this video series. And here you can see I'm doing one of those sitting areas, and I really do like how this yard is kind of separated into different areas, and I did like to use these kind of gazebo pieces as well to kind of differentiate them from the rest of the place, and I think it works quite well. I don't normally do this big of yards, and so you kind of have to think about what all you're gonna add there, and where to place them, and I just kind of, it was just a big blank space when I started. And here you can see where I put the yoga area, and I really like it when you go like on the Sims level, eye level, you will see the surroundings. So those yoga mats are just looking out into the desert, so it's quite nice. I would absolutely love to do yoga there. And they do of course have like a jacuzzi, like a hot tub on the yard as well. They do have a DJ booth as well, so they can host really good parties, have people dancing around in here. And if you do decide to download this house, you can of course download it and use it however you like, or do whatever you want with it. And that's when you can search this by searching my ID, which is Yana Laayis, or hashtag Yana Laayis. That's maybe probably easier. You will find everything I've done and shared on the gallery so far. So yeah, that's how you find my builds. And here we are doing the outdoors kitchen. It has a barbecue and it also has a bar, which is not, sittable. You can't sit on it because it goes out to the, these bushes. But there's another bar in the other area where you can actually sit down in the bar and hire a bartender. But I thought it would be fun to have another small bar here. So, if they're hanging out in this outdoors kitchen area, they can actually, make drinks and enjoy them here, even though you can't sit at that particular bar. And here I'm doing another kind of not a gazebo, but this kind of a overhang on top of the the kitchen area, because I wasn't sure if when you make this, do you know when you have a storm or something, if you have this sort of a thing which is not actually a proper roof but there is something above the items, do they break? Can a lightning strike through that piece? That's what I would like to know. If we can't figure it out, we will find out sooner or later in my let's play. I think so. I do hope it works. I think it's possible. And I will also heighten the kind of the base of the house, the what's it called? Always forget these things. Well, I will raise up the foundation. That's it. I will raise up the foundation a little bit so it does get some more, depth in that way as well. And I'm just adding all these bushes around the place, and we are actually quite soon done and finished. I think most of the house exterior is now done and in place. There's just some little more bits and pieces that I will be adding, and these small touches, and of course I will add the kind of the terrain paint with this grass thing in the back area of the build as well. I don't know what to call this. I'm not sure what this kind of a striped grass thing looks. And what is it for? Does it come from cutting the grass or something? I'm definitely not sure how it comes. I don't know. I've never had that. So, but I do think it adds some, it makes the yard look a little bit more different and a little bit more posh in a way. So I thought that would be a nice touch for the yard as well. So yeah, I think part 2 will be coming out in a couple of days. I do hope so. I have maybe furnished half of the house, and yeah, I'm actually back in the city again, or city. We don't live in the city, but the city area, the metropolitan area. So it's quite nice to be back. I was supposed to stay only 4 days at my dad's in the countryside, but as it turned out, I actually was enjoying myself a lot there, and I was reading for my test or my exam. So, it didn't really matter where I was reading because the test was also done online, remotely. So, it didn't matter. So I stayed up. Now I'm back, at least for now. And, things are kind of starting to turn a little bit more normal. So I don't know when work will be beginning soon. And I hope to hear soon if I do manage to get into the second part of the exam, which means I do have to keep studying for the exam still, in the hopes that I will be one of the 32 that get through the first round into the second exam, and then I think half of those people will get into the schooling program. So keep your fingers crossed for me. I'm still trying to work it out and hope for the best. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on. But other than that, it's getting warm, it's getting more summery, and it's quite lovely at the moment. So I hope everything is fine with you as well. If you have any exciting news and things going on in your life, let me know, and I'd love to hear them. Here I'm starting with the roof, and I will actually show you only one piece of the roof because I thought it would be way too repetitive, something, yes, I don't know the word. to watch. So I do use this kind of get to work tables. This trick has been used by many other simmers before, and it's quite an old trick to make the roof a little bit more, you know, streamlined. So you only saw that one. But now we are in the screenshot part, and I will be leaving you. But if you like this video, please subscribe, like and comment, and I hope to see you in the next part. Thank you for watching. Bye.